As Robin and his staff get ready for the most important task, the air is heavy with expectation at the Dynasty Jade mine. Responsibility of their company, it's time to cut into the giant jade lens that the team found a week ago. This isn't any ordinary jade though, it's the type of find that might alter the rock's entire composition. A massive 120-ton boulder sits before them, and it's likely that it contains a fortune. The team has been working tirelessly to uncover the lens, and they know that this could be the jackpot to find something worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. The question now is the jade inside worth the risk? A straightforward strategy was employed to expose the jade's quality by cutting into the rock. As with every season in jade mining, preparation is key. Robin and his crew have made sure they have all the necessary tools for the cut, and now it's time to start. However, nothing ever goes according to plan. To begin, the cutting equipment needs to be set up. The crew has a new wire saw, an improved version of their old one, and it uses a system that uses gravity to feed the wire through the rock more effectively, making it ideal for cutting jade. We have the power to cut that rock, and Robin's meticulous attention to detail ensures that everything is in the correct place. Let's see what happens when they line her up. The saw is hooked up to a strong generator, and after everything is ready to go, the operation can begin. The crew is nervous because they know this could be the beginning of something significant. The rock is huge, and cutting it will be no easy task. The crew waits breathlessly as the cutting blade slices into the jade. The initial slices will determine if the jade within is of high quality or if it's just a big lump of stone. However, as is typical in the mining industry, things don't always go according to plan. As the generator starts to splutter, the saw's speed decreases. Upon further investigation, the crew ascertains that the generator is deprived of the necessary fuel. Tragic mistake was made by one of the crew members. Error, they wasted time and maybe damaged the engine by loading the diesel generator with gasoline instead of the proper fuel. Frustration mounts in their minds as they frantically try to resolve the problem. They must clear the fuel system before moving forward since time is of the essence and the pressure is building. They cannot afford to lose any more time. Despite the setback, this may be their only opportunity to cut into the boulder and discover its contents. Get this new fuel filter in here, Robin, and then I'll add some ATF to the diesel to clean the parts we can't reach. That should take care of the injectors, rings, and pistons, and then we'll be good to go. Feeling a little frustrated, but resolute. As he guides the crew through the repair procedure, they swap out the fuel filter, flush the system with ATF, and cross their fingers. The generator turns back on after what seems like an endless wait. With the saw at the ready, the gang gets back to work cutting, and the atmosphere is electric. With each cut, they get closer to the jade. They have taken a core sample from the rock center, and the quality of the jade within seems good. The question now is whether the rest of the rock will match the initial sample. As the saw makes its first big cut, they expose a section of the jade that seems promising. The jade seems smooth, but something isn't quite right. The strain to cut without destroying the jade is enormous. The team notices cracks in the rock and promptly realizes that the jade is fractured. Seeing these fractures sends a wave of concern through the group, but they don't lose hope. There is still a lot of jade in the boulder, and if they can avoid cutting into more fractures, they still have a chance to strike it rich. After the disappointing first cut, the team pushes on. Moving ahead, they are aware that not all rock sections will produce flawless jade, but the anticipation grows with every successive cut. Resumes its gradual ascent. An unexpected turn is unveiled in the subsequent scene. They were surprised by how good the jade turned out to be, far better than they had anticipated. This jade is absolutely stunning. Its vibrant apple green color is highly sought after in the jade market. The fractures are still visible, but they're much smaller now. The way it gleams under the cutting lights is absolutely mesmerizing, and it gives them hope that they're finally on the verge of finding the jackpot they've been seeking. But they know that the real challenge lies ahead. The boulder weighs 120 tons, and although the jade appears promising, they must continue cutting into the rock to determine if it has a massive, flawless piece in its middle. If they can reach the center of the boulder without encountering too many fractures, this is where the money resides. As they tackle a new obstacle in preparation for the next cut, the team may be in for a big payday. The saw seems to be having trouble getting up to speed since the power cord is very long. This is preventing the saw from cutting as efficiently as they would want. The crew observes in dismay as the saw's speed decreases with each revolution, as if the machine were actively working against them. The saw's sluggish pace is a big hurdle that Robin and his crew are trying to overcome. They require a solution, and they need it quickly. Rapid thinking on Robin's part leads him to propose a daring but ultimately successful strategy, cutting the cable shorter to increase the saw's speed. The crew hopes that by switching out the longer cable for a shorter one, they will be able to get the saw to cut like it should. After reconnecting all the parts and turning it back on, the saw starts running at full speed, its cutting power restored, and it cuts smoothly again. The crew feels a surge of relief as they know they are back on track now that the saw is cutting like it should. They give it one last push. The team works with precision, carefully guiding the saw through the rock, hoping that this final piece will deliver the goods they've been dreaming of. The pressure is on, and the clock is ticking. Robin and his team are getting closer and closer to revealing the final piece of Jade, but there's always the chance that it could all fall apart at the last moment. With so much at stake, the team can't afford to make any mistakes. This cut is crucial as they need to determine if the jade is worth all the effort. They are aware that this is an unlikely outcome, but they have made too much progress to give up now. With the final cut of the saw looming on the horizon, the team is resolute in their determination to complete what they began. The crew anxiously awaits the unveiling of the jade, which is a stunning specimen. Its brilliant hues shimmer in the light, and even though it has a few chips, its clarity shines through. The anticipation is in the air as the team knows they've found something that might revolutionize Robin and his crew's lives. Years of labor and devotion have paid off, and this is the high-quality jade they've been seeking. Despite encountering obstacles, they have ultimately achieved success with the jade. Despite its imperfections, the rock does include sufficient high-quality jade to ensure the success of the procedure when the last piece is taken. Robin pauses to reflect on the ordeal, acknowledging that it has been challenging but ultimately rewarding. The crew has discovered Jade's worth, and now Robin and his crew, the future seems bright. Their gamble paid off, and they have the kind of jade they've been dreaming of, thanks to this 120-ton rock.